Alright, squeaky chair enabled, episode 3 of Synology NAS. We'll get to the hardware in a second. I've done something to it. I'm just going to show off some stuff, and then we're going to talk about rebuilding the RAID so I can have double redundancy. So, here are my 4K. If we go there, oh, boom. So, I'm in the operating system for the Synology NAS. Storage manager's up, and it's showing me 93, 95 Fahrenheit. If you want to know Celsius temperatures, it's 34, 35, 35, 34, 35 on the 5 Seagate 10 terabyte, or in reality 9.1 terabyte hard drives. And I've got the fans currently set to maximum. Actually, I've got a small list I've been maintaining now of things I need to talk about, both in these videos and then the final review comes. Fan speed, let's change that. Control panel. Takes a second to load. We want to go to hardware and power. And right here we could adjust something I didn't talk about, LED brightness. I complained about the blue LEDs and the green LEDs. Actually, let me lower the monitor because it's probably blown out. Actually, that wasn't bad. But here we go. Okay. I complained about the LEDs. There's a slider, 4 positions. Full brightness, which is what it comes on by default. 1 click down, 2 clicks down, everything off. The problem with everything off is I kind of still want to see activity on the hard drives and the network. So it lowers everything or nothing. So I have it lowered down, and then I can cover the blue LED. But I'm going to put it up to full and then cover the blue LED. So it's still a matter of the blue LED needs to die. Here's your fan speed mode. And there's 3 modes. It comes default on quiet mode. Fan operates at lower speed, producing less noise, but the system might become warmer. Then cool mode. Fan operates at higher speed, keeping the system cooler, but produces more noise. And finally, full speed mode. Fan operates at full speed, keeping the system cooler, but produces more noise. So for the last 8 hours, it's been running on full speed mode, but I've given a mod, and this really comes up for only people who have a cat. I apologize, Alexa. Set the living room lights to maximum. You bitch! Alexa, set them living room lights to maximum.
Okay.
That's just my normal voice. It doesn't listen to my normal voice. So I went to the hardware store and bought the air conditioning foam. It's just a big sheet of 15 by 24 by 3 16 thick air conditioning foam. And I wrapped it around and folded it on the top like you would a nice present, and I stuck 2 neodymium magnets on the side, which, don't worry about the magnets hurting it too bad. But, so this is just keeping Chewbacca from floating through it. And honestly, we really don't need to look at this ever again for any of these videos. They're all going to be software related or through the operating system. One thing that was talked about, and it does sort of make sense, and I'm going to remedy right now. Well, those magnets hold good. Because there are vents on the sides. I'm going to lock the drive trays. The reason for this is when you click one out, when you go click up, it pulls it out of it literally unplugs the drive. So if you leave them unlocked, okay, no one's going to steal my hard drives. But if you bump into it, or if little Timmy and Sally fucking bump into it and they touch it, your RAID array is running and then a drive has disappeared. And then it's just broken, bad. So lock it, throw away the key, and put a bar across the front of it or something like that. The final resting position of this, I'm wondering if I am truly going to go through with the Noctro mod and then just run them full speed all the time, but you know, with $45 in fans. Also, how much stuff, well, just like that fan over there with no grill because it's quieter, this has a lot of metal around it. I've seen worse, but it's got guards on the inside and outside. And it definitely doesn't need them on the inside. Now we'll just strip all the fans down. How you doing, Switch? See you next fall. By the way, look at those orange LEDs. I'm doing data! Data's happening over here! It looks like there's a fire on the ceiling. It's just the orange lights just shooting up. I was unaware of that when I purchased it. It's not a bad thing. I mean, honestly, you just get some black tape and you cover that and you never see it again. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back over it. I know at full speed, at full tilt, don't scratch the case too much. You can scratch it a little bit, but not too much. At full tilt, we're running 97 degrees Fahrenheit. 95 to 97. So let's lower the fans down and I'll monitor what does that. Keep in mind that's also no activity. The hard drives aren't doing anything. When hard drives do things, that's bright. That's when they get hot. So fan speed I'm gonna I'll set them all the way to quiet. Oh, it's 85 degrees in my apartment because it's like a heat wave in the middle of May. Fun. Alright. Now I've run some tests, I've uploaded some anime and some pictures, and then, alright, let's just go over the list. Things I've figured out. Email and text alerts for everything. You want it to email you when, you know, it's finished scanning? It did that. You want it to text you? I haven't set up texting. I think texting is less usable. I think an email is fine. I check my phone, I see 3 emails, one's from my Synology. Is it broken? No, good. A text would be just an annoyance. I obviously finally figured out the wallpapers, not only on the application's background, but the login screen for the disk station, which that one's a little less safe for work, and a bunch of characters from Konosuba, so we're gonna leave that alone. Data scrub time took 20 hours. From when I built the unit, when I turned the unit on, and I set it up, and I was like, all right, scrub my data, just check the entire thing. So 34.9 usable terabytes took 20 hours. That's not bad for an entire data scrub, considering it doesn't know it's empty. It's just checking all the sectors. Fan speed I talked about, and indexing. Here's what we have to talk about. Or converting. So I set up BT Sync, otherwise known as Roselio Sync, because it's an application. If you don't know what BT Sync or BitTorrent Sync is, I'll explain that. And that's one of the most important programs, I think, to come out in the last 5 years. You know what BitTorrent is? Where, okay, I want to download this pair of speakers. This guy over here has got this pair of speakers and I want it. So there's a file that says, give me these things. That's the BitTorrent file. And it'll say, okay, connect, and I will start taking pieces of the thing until I have a whole other set of those speakers. Now the 2 people have these speakers. And then someone else opens that file, and now I can give him pieces of the speaker, and he can give him pieces of the speaker, and he gets the speakers twice as fast. And then the third person we have 3 copies of it. Those are the seeders. And then 1 million people get this file that says, give me the speakers, and all of a sudden everyone's got these speakers really fast. And it's great for piracy, but it's also great when you put it in an app called BT Sync, and let's say all my wallpapers, and literally all my wallpapers, everything I use for reviewing, things I put on the TV, things on my laptop, all my wallpapers are in one folder that I keep organized. And BT Sync literally just syncs them to different if I'm on this computer and I need a wallpaper, it's there. If I'm on this computer and I find a wallpaper and edit it and crop it and save it to the folder on this computer, it syncs to that computer and to my other laptop and to my living room TV and now to the NAS. So that was the first test. It was a bit of a pain because BitTorrent Sync has a add-on in the package center, but it's outdated and doesn't work. It actually doesn't load. It just comes up with an error. So it's there, it's in the list, but BitTorrent, the company, sold it to Roselio, the company. So you got to go to Roselio's thing and find the download and download the package and manually install the package. I don't really have to show you that. I may have to show it to you when I redo the whole thing. Anyway, I was talking about indexing. The indexing service, which is also in the control panel over here under indexing service, media indexing, thumbnail settings, video settings. So you go to indexing folder, and this, where do you want to index? And if you know anything about Windows, that's like when you search a folder, indexing happens in the background, and then when you search, it's faster and it knows where it is. On the NAS, since it's media indexing, it had originally in this list was audio, pictures, and video, and I could not find pictures and video fast enough. I'll probably put video back on just to test it at some point when I start moving things over, because I still haven't finalized. Even this is a full 30 hours after I've gotten the NAS, and I haven't finalized my thoughts, but that's fine. Basically, what happens? I set up that BT sync. It synced 1,800 pictures, all of the wallpapers that I use for all of my reviews. You want to see them? Let's take a look. They're in pictures, they're in desktop cycle, full screen this, new backgrounds, ones you haven't seen yet. Used backgrounds. We could set this up and we could switch this to large icons, and there you go. These are all the pictures that are going to be used and have been used in wallpapers. So that's fine. This is great. It's a great list. By the way, you sign up for Patreon, you get access to all of these. Not through the NAS, not yet. Might do an FTP, we'll see. Point is, okay, 1,800 files, pure PNGs. I love how it generates the little, it's old backgrounds of mine, new backgrounds, vertical 4K stuff, 4Ks, which I use on the TV inside and on this. Here you go. Here's all of them. So BT Sync, basically, or Roselio Sync, basically threw them onto the NAS instantly. It's all the computers on my network. That laptop, this laptop, the home theater PC, and this computer, this gaming PC, all said, yeah, I got a copy of that, and the NAS just sucked it in. Instantly they were on there. Great. In fact, if you load the Roselio Sync app, it doesn't pop up like everything else. It does. Yeah, I said save, you bitch. It doesn't save. It doesn't load in the app. So here's the tab that is the NAS. It actually opens its own tab, which, if I make this small enough, can I get out of full screen? Oh God. There we go. It looks much like the Roselio Sync application. We've got very basic stuff going on. It's add folder, desktop cycle is what I have in there. Here's your settings. You could add a key that, you know, if I handed out this desktop cycle key for read to all of my patrons or all the people on my Telegram or anywhere else, if they have BT Sync installed, they literally hit go. It's all four of my computers, and now NAS will light up and go, well, here you go, here's all my wallpapers. And then whoever gets those first will start spreading them around. It'll have infinite wallpapers everywhere. Point is, it moved 1,800 files over to the NAS. And by the way, I'm sorry it's getting so roundabout. And then up here in the corner, I saw a little spinning icon. Huh, what's that? And I hover over it and it says, picture conversion process commencing. Your NAS might be slower while this is going on. And I didn't ask it to do that. I didn't have the picture service running. But sure enough, the indexing was going through every picture so slowly that it was impossible. 1,800 pictures. If it was generating thumbnails, I just showed you how fast it generated those thumbnails. I opened a folder and boop, 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 you know, it was fast. 1,800 pictures. I was there for 25 minutes and it had done 13% of indexing. I have no idea what it was. I went online and searched right here, Synology conversion process. What the hell is it doing? And in 2015, people were complaining because they didn't know what it was doing then. And frankly, I still know what it was doing now. What are you doing? What are you touching my... Because people were backing up professional photography pictures. And it was saying the word converting. And that's bad news. Are you converting it to a smaller file so I could render it easier? What are you doing? Stop doing it. Just store things. So the indexing folder here that you go into the control panel and then indexing services, I have audio still on because when I do have my FLAC on here, I'm gonna try to stream, and if it's okay, if I can get it to 320 joint stereo, that'll be fine. Or if I have to make a copy of all my audio in 320 joint stereo manually through FooBar, I have so much space it really would be like nothing. And then I'll just share that one and try to stream that over the internet. But we'll see. The point is, that's annoying. It was annoying in 2015. It's annoying in 2017. And I know it's trying to use background processes to do that. But I literally, and I'm not joking here, have a million photos. Not pictures I've taken with a camera. Every picture I ever saved online ever since 2008 as in an organized folder of quarters. Whether it's dirty pictures or clean pictures or funny pictures, pictures of cars, pictures of landscapes, anime shit everywhere. I have an entire Pixiv ripper from the Pixiv site that ripped, 1,000 artists' work. So when I put them on here, that indexing would take eternity. The hard drives would all fail before it finished. How's that? So, that's the little caveat for that. And at least it can be shut off. It didn't take long to figure out. It was a 5-minute search to figure out what the hell this is doing. My friend with the Synology asked him, like, what is this? And he's like, I don't know what it's doing to your stuff, but you can shut it off here. And there you go. So, that's what that is. When you get one of these, or one of those, it's just going to do, and it didn't even it was just a little thing spinning. It's going to do this forever, for infinite amounts of time it's going to do this. Alright, we've had the fans on low now for a bit. Let's check. And I'm checking in the storage manager under HDD/SDD. And we're looking at 97, 99, 99, 97, 99. So we've gone up about 3 or 4 degrees running on the quietest fan settings with filters. And I know for a fact, if I pull those filters off, we'd be close to this, real close to this, probably within a degree tolerance. So the filter cage, I'm going to end up finding a better way to mount it, maybe with 4 magnets. And I'll cut it to shape, and I'm just going to end up, wherever I put that thing, in the bedroom, somewhere, wherever I put it, it will keep that filter on it, because I'd really rather not clean out cat hair. Because it's just, the whole point of that thing is to suck air past the hard drives, and that's where the cat hair exists. So, if you don't have a cat, don't worry about it. You don't have dust, don't worry about it. I have both of those things in spades. Now, let's talk about the volume. So, I have 42 gigs used of 34 terabytes, 34.9 terabytes. And I'm sitting it over and I'm reading the comments on the YouTube video, the first one that I put out. And everyone's like, yeah, I don't know about Seagate drives, but if you're going to trust them, you trust them. But here's the thing. If a drive fails, because the way this system works, if there's 5 drives, if one fails, you've got to replace it and rebuild it. So you'd get a brand new one, pop it in there, and then all the drives have to fill that one drive back up. And they say that is the most stressful thing a hard drive can go through. So if you're going to have 2 drives fail, that's when it happens, while rebuilding the first drive that failed. And since I'm talking about cutting bleeding edge 10 terabytes, I don't need 34 terabytes of data that I could lose, as much as I would love to have 25-ish terabytes of data that I have a much less chance of something going wrong. Like, double redundancy adds an almost insurmountable amount of don't worry about it, because 2 whole drives can fail. 2. And so I was messaging back and forth to my contact at Synology, and she basically said, for the RAID type in the procedure, because I read the manual and I actually screenshotted parts of it and sent it to her, the way it should have worked, according to what I read, was that if you want to go from SHR1 to SHR2 and expand to 2-disk redundancy, there's a few things you need to have prepared. You need to have drives of all the same size, check. You need to have at least 4 drives of the same size, check. And I think that was about it. That was literally, let me read the email. Change RAID type, yeah, okay. So basically, it should have just been able to go here. Here's my volume 1, manage, and here's your list. And everything's grayed out in the middle. And all I have the options for are to start a disk defragmentation or start scrubbing. The option I need is here, change RAID type. Where in the diagram in the manual, which they said they will update now to be more clear, you'd click that and I'd say now upgrade from SH1 to SH2. I mean, it's not full. I've barely touched it. I've only done testing with it basically. Actually, I have to go and take 2 files off of there that I totally need. Where are you? Desktop cycle and ZNAS. There's that. I don't want that. I want to go to video. Where's video? Movies. No, that's movies. I'm in the wrong thing. Video. Come on. Yeah. Come on, XY Plur. I believe in you. Stop generating thumbnails. All right. It's busy on another computer generating thumbnails, so it's just. Are we done yet? Oh, please, it's not gonna do the fourth row, is it? Please don't do the fourth row. Oh, it's doing the fourth row. Bronson, great movie. These are some of the movies that will be backed up. Don't you love the vertical thumbnails? XY Plur is amazing, except when it locks you out like this. All right, video. Reviews. Actually, these reviews. The first one and the second one I saved in Virtual Dub to the NAS directly. And it was rendering at like 2200 frames per second because I was just shrinking them and combining videos. So I'm going to copy them off. I should be able to copy them. And the drive I've been using for my current backup is another Seagate. So I've actually been trusting Seagate for a couple months now. And they have some weird issues where they get slow, like 5 megs a second slow, but then they come back and they work fine. So we're gonna give them a shot. And I know, if they could have been HGSTs, I would have said yes. If they could have been 4 gig HGSTs and not 10 gig Seagates, that's probably a no. I need more space than that. 112, 102, 96, 105. So this is coming off the NAS through the network onto a USB 3 external hard drive that's behind me. 112. That's 101, 111. That's pretty good. That's damn good, in fact. But none of this matters because we're here to destroy my volume and then recreate it. So I want to make sure I get everything that's only on the NAS, which is these 2 files, off. I'm going to hit remove for volume 1, and then we're going to go on a little journey, you and I, because I have no idea what's going to actually happen. It should just wipe the data. All right, close that. That's done. Here's volume 1, clicking remove. Volume 1. Volume on user home, video pictures, video station, downloads, media server, cloud. So my exFAT package, my Roselio sync package, those are basically the only ones I've added, are all going to be gone. The wizard will remove the following settings. The process will depend on your disk size and volume type. Do not shut down before the process completes. Okay, remove. All data in the volumes will be deleted when you remove the volume. I like how that's bright red. The action will stop all services temporarily. You want to continue. Does that mean I'm going to lose ability to see? Because that's going to freak me out. I'm going to say yes. Oh, thank that. See that? Hey, you want to delete everything? Yeah, why don't you give me the fucking password again? Because, you know, I don't know who you are. Timmy and Sally again. So, removing. Now, I have no idea how long this is going to take. Let's see if it actually gives me any information while this is happening. Stopping services. This is probably going to be an end video thing, and I'll start video number 4 with the building of a new volume. Because removing it's easy enough. Building a new one, who knows? So, what time is it? Do I have time? It's 10:38 at night. If this is finished before, like, 1 in the morning, okay, it's finished. Alright, well, check it out in video 4. Okie dokie doke. Okie dokie doke. Video 4, we're going to... previous video I deleted my volume because it was SHR1, which is 1 disk redundancy. I want 2 disk redundancies. You suck, piece of paper. So, it deleted the volume almost instantly, which is interesting and scary. But now we're going to create a new one, and I have never done this before because it came set up from factory. Here we go. Create, quick or custom. This will create optimized programs, own RAID types. High availability is not supported on this. Note, high availability is not supported on Synology hybrid RAID volumes. High availability is this setting here. High availability manager, which I've loaded, and it basically says if you want a high availability cluster, it's to manage more than 1 device. So if I got another NAS, and I don't believe they mean the expansion of a NAS, I mean a whole other NAS with its own operating systems, this high availability manager will monitor things between them. You can't go to anything until you've created a cluster, and you can't create a cluster until you have more than 1. So I could basically uninstall that because never going to be running 2 of these. If anything, I'll expand this one. So let's see. I don't want to do quick. I'm always the guy that goes custom. So we'll go to custom and see what it offers. Multiple volumes on RAID, single volume on RAID. Create a single space, selected hard drives. That's correct. Next. All the disks. I could do 2 disks and then another 2. No. All the disks. All data on the newly added hard disks will be erased. You sure you want to continue? Okay. So, my choices are RAID 5 and 6 or JBOD or RAID 0. So that's not what I want. I want SHR. So we're going to go back, back. Go to quick and hit next. All 6, all 5, all data will be erased. Okay, and here's our choices. With data protection of 1 is the one that it was set to. With data protection of 2, optimize space allocation, provide data protection on 2 disk fault. That's what I wanted. I could not upgrade from 1 to 2, apparently. Even though it said I should be able to, the documentation was wrong. I just wouldn't do it. The only way to do it was to wipe the drive. If I would have started copying over all my movies and all my music and all my unedited video files, and I wanted, like, wait a second, I need a 2 disk tolerance, it would have lost it all in order to change it. So, I'm glad I found this out 30 hours after getting I want to call it a DAC, the NAS. Data protection with 2 disks, next. Now you got a choice between BTRFS, which is recommended, and ButterFS is what they call it. Supports advanced features including shared folder snapshots, replication, basically to dumb it down to the point where even I can understand it. This is how it was explained to me. Instead of taking, 5 disks, and you take 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a redundancy disk, and this checks it, it just ignores that there are even disks. And it just chops these all up into little bits, and you get like 50, I don't know how many little chunks. And it just and every other thing knows where every other chunk should be. So it's software. It's not a RAID driver that's writing data individually. It's just everything is everywhere, and it just reads like that. And that's a real bad explanation, and someone else can make a video explaining what it actually is. Link it in the comments, it'll get blocked, and then I'll unblock and pin it. But, yeah. Get famous on YouTube through Zeos by not stealing my videos like the other channels are doing. So, yes, ButterFS is what I want. X4 is widely used on Linux and can be easily migrated using earlier versions of the DiskStation Manager used ext4, and this one's going to use ButterFS. Description, SHR and ButterFS. Yes. I guess that's a good description. I'm going to put a comment in there and say boobs. Okay, so we got SHR, BTRFS, and boobs, which is almost a guarantee. So it's telling me the final capacity. I was at 34.6, I think, or 34.9. Now I'm going to be 27.27. I like that. I like that. I like the primeness of that number. Actually, no. 9 times 3. It doesn't mean prime. All right, I don't know. I was never the best at math. Item usage volume, disk 1 through 5, ButterFS, boobs, but 2 disk fault tolerance, apply. Saving. Creating. And here it's showing me 26.18 terabytes. And we're loaded. Oh, it's still creating. My bad, still creating. It's used 51 megagigas. So I don't know what it's actually doing. I love one thing. I really like when a really complicated console window pops up, spouting out nonsense that literally I have no idea what's going on. And just so I could feel like it's doing something. When something just says loading and a bar is just going slow, that's bull. Give me something to look at. I don't care how complicated or how little I need to know it. Give that to me. And guess what it's doing right now? Verifying hard disks in the background. So what it took all my paperwork 20 hours to do last time, it's about to do again. Which is fine because I'm not going to do any heavy duty moving. I'm not in a rush to do this. And I could still do some slight checking and reinstall some apps while it's going on. But basically, now that it's made this new 5-disk NAS, it's only 27 or 26.18 terabytes, it's going to check it all again. And we're at 0.06%. 0.07%. I can't make you. Okay. Can't make you love it. So. Pause that. Let's go over the new list. I don't know what video this is still for. Maybe, probably. So, rebuilt the volume. Now with double redundancy. Fine. That went smoothly. As smoothly as that could have gone, actually. It resets your packages. So the packages are, you know, they're in here in the package center. And they were the audio player, the video player, universal search sync, file mat, all those things sort of wiped. And okay, you gotta go get them again. So you gotta recommend it, or you go to all, and you can pick and choose. Now, if you've watched all the parts of this video, you know that I bought, with the monies, actual, like, legit money, I had to buy an exFAT add-on so I could read my little USB key. So I go to re-download it, and it says buy. And I'm like, I'm not gonna buy you. I bought you already. Buy again. Does it say anything about my account? Maybe we're testing this. Maybe I don't have to buy it. Oh, it's done. Okay. Apply. I got worried. I actually emailed. It's doing a lot of loading. Alright, good. That blew my mind. So, okay. Actually, believe it or not, there's only two, and you go all the all things, where there's directory servers, and DNS servers, and Git servers, and Glacier backups, and Hyper Backup Vault, and iTunes servers, and Java, there's only two pay apps. The one I bought there, and this S-Medio DTCP Move, which is an app that moves your recorded television programs to the NAS to play the contents on DTCP IP players, such as a PC or smartphone. So that's very short for $8.50 is what they want for this app. So I don't know. Maybe I'll download every app, go over all of them, and then pay $8 and find out what the hell that's about. Because you can play off this, and if the fan's bothering you, I'll look up. Because I know this GoPro is really prone to like wind noise, and it's hot as shit. Okay, pay to reset all, blah blah blah, fine. As you just saw, I have the Manitou T0s. I've had them for a while. I've had them long enough to have a not a DNR. What's the thing when you can't talk about something? It's late. What time is it? It's 2 in the morning. I had an NDA, non-disclosure agreement. I've had them for months, and I'm finally able to put them out. You probably saw them in the background of a few old videos. But yeah, so I just basically plugged them in, and that has to do with a lot of this. I wanted to see if that worked. I wanted to see if USB host for audio worked, because that means you can plug a DAC into that, have all your music on there, and then use their, no, not their package center, but their audio player, which is known as Audio Station. And so rebuilt the drives. Here's the volume. It's, by the way, it's now 2 in the morning. It's at 19.79%. I should have told you the time when I started, but this is going to take at least another 20 hours to scan all these drives. Don't need to know about that. What we need to talk about, while I'm still conscious, is the folders, the main root folders, and my dream of having just a nice organized thing where I have audio, pics, audio, images. I'm gonna change that to images, and that's gonna break some shit. Hold on. Let's see if I could do this without it completely freaking out. Because I'm a little OCD. I mean, I got tons of stuff, but I do like to be organized when I can be. Is it gonna stay broken? What? What are you doing? Oh. Yes, never mind, that's something else. But that's something else I had in queue to download. So I've got audio, images, and video with a 3 I made. And in audio is supposed to go all my music. And indeed, if you go into audio, let's just go to the file station and not the control panel. Can I see all the folders? Well, anyway. Audio, images, video. In the audio, I have the FLAC folder. And in FLAC, I have the singles folder because that's all I decided to copy over. Just to test. Because, you know, I have like 200 songs, 223 tracks in here. Just as a test. So I put it in there, and then I go to run the player, and it's like, well, you can't run the player with USB host till you run the home setup. In the user editor thing, you gotta go to user and the control. So you put on user, and then you get 2 homes folders, just in the root. And then when you load up the music app, or the music it's package, you get a music folder that, even though there's no music in it, and I don't have to use it, I could shut off this program, shut off the app, shut off the package, delete that. But every time I start the package to do anything with audio, it's going to reappear. And there's nothing in it. It's still reading from where I placed it and I organized my music. So I don't understand. There's no, like, there's settings in the audio player here. Enable music download, enable high quality output to USB speakers I had to put on. There's even an option, and for you audiophile people out there, you'll get off on this. Enable DSD over PCM output for USB speakers. That's pretty, like, I did not expect to see DSD show up in my NAS settings, ever. And then you could do not search for DLNA devices, enable audio transcoding for those devices. This stuff will all be set up when I'm streaming to my phone, which I can also control the music, by the way, here. Oh. It's a little slower than it would be like on a Spotify, on a Sonos unit, but it's like, what the, play. And now she's playing. Pause. And now she's paused. So you do get, and now she updates the view of being paused. You get full control, including physical volume button control, volume. Pause. So either in here or on a mobile device, and I'm pretty sure that'll obviously work overseas. You could just be like in Germany, and oh man, I really wish my home in Tennessee was playing music right now, boom. Which I think you could do that on Sonos as well. Point, alright, back to this. Home accounts sort of suck. I don't understand their use yet. Maybe they're super important. The home folder says music in it, and if you go into the home folder, into the music folder, it says playlists. And in the playlist folder is previous personal playlists. Keep in mind, I didn't make any of these. These are all made by that. And I don't... If I could hide it, that'd be fine. But I can't hide it. Then there's a homes folder. And in homes is admin and my username. And in there is a music folder. And in that music folder is a playlist folder. And in that playlist folder is a previous. So it's just building structures. Like, stop. Let me, if I could just tell this program, look, just pull from this folder and nothing else. That'd be great. Because even, you know what? That's another point. Assuming that, like, I get everything on here. What if there's just files I don't want in this list? I don't know how I would go about blocking that. Because there's no, it doesn't, you just search. It just searches everything. Edit music tags and who the admins are, that's fine. The Synology operating system is starting more and more to feel like it was designed by people who know a lot about storage and permissions and organization and, you know, structure, but they don't, you know, user interface with normal things. Like, just hide all this. This is shit I don't need. Just run this, and I don't want to. You need a home. It feels like there's a Linux server in here, and you know what that means. It means I'm gonna go insane. Like, this is getting as smooth as this runs, and let me tell you, this runs smooth. It's less and less likely to be taking over my main operating system of everything. It would be cool, but it ain't gonna work. We can go to images, and I can browse my wallpapers, which I reset up BT Sync or Roselio Sync, and I got it to resync all my backgrounds at like 35 megs a second, just sucking everything in. I also wish I had a better thumbnail viewer. Because it's okay. And then you click the name and you get the preview thing. And you could zoom in and out. Or you can put it in a slideshow. My monitor freaks out because my monitor has connectivity issues. I'm going to try to fix that with a HDMI booster. You could full screen this if you wanted to. I don't think you could adjust the length though. See, it's got does everything. All right, previews videos. Here, look, it's showing you your pictures of anything you want to look at. But there's no options. It can do it, but there's no options. It feels like everything's in beta as far as what is capable. But none of that matters right now. We're just finishing up. What didn't I talk about? So that app works. I'm glad I got an email back from her saying it's just double click it. USB audio host works. I wonder what else would work. I mean, I'm eventually gonna hook up something else other than those speakers, but that's pretty cool. That's pretty damn cool because it is just lossless audio straight through a USB device into whatever you want. I don't think it's replacing, you know, your Google Chromecast is probably safe. But yeah, local folders. What the hell does that say? Names? Oh, that's another thing. So I would be okay if the music folder had to stay, but I could rename it, you know, just that's the folder once, fine. Can I capitalize the M in music? No. Can I make any changes to it at all? No. As soon as you change the folder, because my audio folder was the music folder originally, and I changed it to audio, and then it moved up, and then a whole new music folder was created. And I'm just like, come on. Come on, it's the same folder. It's got the same structures built in. Just use that. And I won't use that. So that's just me being me. Interesting, a random 100 button. I haven't seen that in players. But yeah, alright, so it's going to keep doing its thing, and I'm going to keep doing my thing. Play with some more packages. Play with my package. I'm pretty sure I'm here just to do that. Recommended is just their basic. Video, photo. Photo Station, I was doing some reading up on Photo Station. And if you... with that whole spiel I talked about where it converts your pictures and it takes literally infinite amounts of time for whatever reason because it's so fucking slow. There is Photo Station you can run on your PC to upload to your NAS that will do one of the longer bits on your PC, which is apparently much faster than this thing can process it. However, if you do the settings wrong, it'll start renaming every file you upload. So you have to make sure that's good. So that's an option. When I upload my million pictures, it's not going to go through anything. I'm just going to drag it. Oh, another thing. Where is it? So here we are in this is my Windows browser basically. And if I navigate in my web browser, which I'm just a control panel, I'm not navigating there, although I don't know why I can't pop that out. So here's audio, here's FLAC. No. I have an issue where I have a plugin installed in Firefox. When I double click an image, it saves it. So when I go to double click the goddamn folder, it thinks that's an image because this is hosted on basically a web page. So I got to double click the name where there's no image. So in singles, no, I want to go back to FLAC. If I want to go to from my actual Windows directory, this is my computer here, and I want to copy things over to that, so Yoshi Horikawa, I can just drop it into my browser. I did that. I'm going to wait. I'm going to switch to it. What is your action for Yoshi Hirakawa if another file is the same name? So basically, don't want to overwrite or skip if there's another thing there. And it asks this a lot, but you could say always overwrite. There's no option to always skip. You do always overwrite. So I'm going to just tell it to always overwrite and hit overwrite. And now the folder appears, and up here in the corner we get this little animation of an arrow which shows the progress bar, and you can hit all, and then it shows the file task monitor, and it's showing me uploading speeds of anywhere from half a megasecond to like 22K to 32 megs. It's just everywhere. Whatever speed it feels like showing you right at that moment is done. And now it's done. So now I could have moved those files straight through the NAS via the network, because here it is. Here's audio, here's FLAC, here's where Yossi, here Horikawa is. But I could also drag it through an interface. So basically, if you're into espionage, you go to someone's computer, you go to the web browser, you log into your NAS, you bring up your desktop, you open up shit I stole from my boss folder, you go to their hard drive, you select all, you drag it in there, and then you hold them at gunpoint until everything's done copying over, blow their computer up, you've got all their files, you're good. I would say don't do that, but the odds of you actually going out and doing that now that I've said it are so low. It's very late. It's very late. So here, let's see if I can copy faster. If I copy it from here, then go here into FLAC and paste. Oh yeah. 72, 75, 69, 77 megs a second, 80 megs a second. Basically as fast as it could read off the drive and put it there is just, it's done. So dragging into the cool interface is cool. That is cool. If you're somewhere else and you're dealing with it, that's fine. But if you're home, just go from one folder to the other in standard Windows or XYPLOR or command. I forget what the hell the other one I tried, but I didn't like it as much as XYPLOR. I actually paid for XYPLOR with money. So that's it for now. I think that's it for now. USB host is cool. I don't know how many people are actually using that. They buy their $2,700 Synology NAS with all the hard drives and they sit it down and they play music off of it. Because I mean, I guess it works. I guess it works. It's just it's trying to be what a Sonos is. Actually, I wonder if here's a question: can I get my Sonos to read off my NAS? Obviously, that's got to be possible, and then that'll be just. I can wake up to all my music being shuffled. I'll play with that's an idea for video like 8. I'm not ready for that yet. I haven't done the big move. I'm still sort of going through the baby steps of I hate these home folders. Can I disable those and still play with the music? No? Shit. And then I'll go around and I'll email back and forth and see if I could squeeze. I'm going to get them so pissed off from questions. It's going to be terrifying. They're going to hit the button that detonates it. Oh, everything is open up here. It's weird that the taskbar is up top. It's a very, very Zeos thing because my taskbar is on the right in Windows. So I'm going to close all this stuff. I'll put back on some music and I'm going to shut this off. Just some weird loading things. I mean, it's not the worst play interface I've ever seen. And here's your selector. USB speakers. My computer, so it'll actually play. I think if I restart it. Wow, it's playing in there and in here. Oh, Jesus Christ. And there's a Sonos amp. That's weird. So I've got these playing a poem of Interstate 76, these playing one copy of that song, and my monitor's default program is playing the other, and I don't know if I can control any of them. Pause. Is it? Oh yeah, if you switch it, it's literally, wow. Pause. USB speakers, wait for it to load. No, see, you see the switch to USB speakers doesn't. Wait for it. Yeah, no, it's just I've confused the crap out of it. Switching from. So maybe this is still controlling the USB. This is great to do at 2 in the morning. Okay. Pumping sound. Yeah, it's just, so it had 3 devices. Bottom one being my Sonos Connect amp, and the middle one's USB speakers, which are connected to it, and the top one's my computer, which means the web browser itself is playing the music. Dude, that's some stuff going on. If you could actually like switch between it, I mean, damn, that's some powerful shit. All right, I'll learn. I almost wish that there was more third party. I have to check out the. I got to go underground to the dark web, find some third party apps for these Synology NASs, because like another type of like picture viewer would be great. Something that I could just throw on. Maybe something that communicates with Chromecast would be awesome. I don't know if that's happening, but if I could just like have it just suck all my pictures off of here and Chromecast them onto my HDMI Chromecast, or even if I could output in this player to my Chromecast in the bathroom. So when I go take a shower, just like, yeah, by the way, play all of my music in the bathroom. We'll see. We'll see if anything pops up. Package center close. Pumping deep and pumping sound by Din Day Ream. I don't care. Close that. I'm done for tonight.